Hi, my name is Willy and this is my wife Mega and this is our baby Adeline. We've been in IVF Church since 2006 and we've been married together since 2008. On 2010, we were blessed with the news of my wife's pregnancy. It was one of the happiest and exciting moments for both of us. A month prior to my wife's delivery schedule, we visited our doctor for regular checkup. During the ultrasound, we asked our doctor again to confirm our baby's gender. But our excitement turned to fear as our doctor noticed that Kellen's legs and arms were shorter than they are supposed to be. Kellen was diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder, osteogenesis imperfecta type 2, which is the most severe form. This disorder caused her bones to be extremely fragile that even a simple cuff could break her ribs. Kellen was born with over 50 fractures on her ribs, arms and legs, and underdeveloped lungs due to her small fragile rib cage. Doctor predicted Kellen's life expectancy to be no more than 1 month due to her respiratory problems. However, Kellen fought her best to stay strong for 7 months and 6 days. Through pain from her fractures and difficulties of breathing from her small rib cage. On May 16, 2011, Kellen was called home to be with Jesus in heaven.
As with what every parent wants, is just for their baby to be born healthy, same thing with us. Seeing Kellen to born with 50 fractures is just very heartbreaking for us. I remember that she cried a lot. And when she cried, we don't know that whether she is really painful due to her fractured bones or she is just simply hungry. That feeling that we cannot do anything for her, it is just too much for us to take. But among everything, the most difficult things for us is just not knowing that for how long Kellen will live, but we are very thankful to God for every single day that we can spend with Kellen.
You know, what we did is simply to come to God. In the midst of our helplessness, we just choose to pray, to continue to worship Him. No matter what, He's still our source of hope and understanding. I do not know yet the purpose behind God's will in Kellen's, but I know though we cannot change our circumstances, God is still the same to us. He's still a sovereign God. He's still the ruler of our life. He knows what He's doing and we choose to just continue to trust Him and just to worship Him. So what I learned about suffering after going through all this season of grief is definitely the hardest season in our life. But I know that for every tears that we shed, God also wept with us. He knows what we are going through. I realize if it hurts so much for us to lose our baby Kellen, how much pain that God has to endure to give His only Son to suffer and to die for us. I see how far He's willing to go for me. He put Himself at the cross, naked, bleed, suffered, so I may have a hope to see Kellen again in heaven. Now there will be a season in our life when we have to face our deepest fear or our worst circumstances. And when you are in that season, remember what God did in the cross for you. God is willing to give everything for your sake. So when you start questioning Him, ask yourself, don't you think He doesn't know your sufferings and afflictions? This is one of my favorite verses in the Bible, and it helped me so much throughout this season. 2 Corinthians 12, 9 to 10. He says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore I am well content with weaknesses, with insults, with distresses, with persecutions, with difficulties, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong." Sometimes if we put our hope in the removal of difficulties and sufferings, we will be disappointed. But sometimes God is just going to show us that He is greater than all of our problems and sufferings. He's able in that moment to make you endure, to give you peace that is lasting, and comfort that isn't dependent on how your circumstances can get. So that even in the middle of your worst circumstances, you will find that God is enough. Losing someone that we love is definitely the hardest to bear. But we have hope. A hope that is given by what Jesus did at the cross. So that through that hope now, one day, I know we will be able to see Kellen again, running around freely, unrestricted from her former fragile body.